Hey everybody, this video is actually mostly for my mom. So mom, this fleet is as similar to what you have as I have, and for everybody else she has a Hammerhead A with a fleet of, it has 3 siege missiles per ship, and then 3 Hailstorm, Solid Fuel Booster 3, Reactive Armor 3, and then she has explosive armor. So what I have is 2 or 3 of the ships have 3 siege missiles, but the rest of them only have 2. So I actually have at least a good ship less of guns than she does. And she's a lower level, so she doesn't get this warning because that 37 is totally okay for her to hit. But I basically just want to show her the process of how to do this. Come in straight from the side, whether left or right, so you come in parallel. And if you come in straight parallel, aim for this one, so the ships know where they're going and they don't really stop moving along the way. And you have Hammerhead A, so Hammerhead A is a bit faster than this. But what you want to do is you want to watch this first ship. It's already selected. You want, about the time that they're going to get rid of fire here, what we're actually going to do is pull it back about now and then re-aim about now, so that these 2 ships now take over the lead, and so they're going to take some of the damage. And what will happen by aiming this, what's going to happen is these ships will actually be underneath the hub. And then what we're pretty much going to do is we're pretty much just going to sit there. Not exactly just sit there, but because there's one set of ships that will outrange us, so we will have to move closer to them. But we also want to use the hub as a partial shield. But not so much of a shield, you actually let the hub die. So come over here, take out that, and you just wait. And I think the ships come from the south, I think, or the north, one of the two, the south. Then let's see what we have. Okay, and this one actually will take the most damage from. The first wave actually you take the more damage than any of the other waves, because these are the 2 that really hurt. Because these ships don't have lasers, so and these have high evade, so you're going to shoot a lot at these before you actually kill them. You can see them starting to scatter. And like I said, you have at least 3 or 4 more missiles than I do. See how they're actually pretty hard to kill. But the second and third wave only have 1 of these, so it's actually not as bad. And then what we got to do about the time these start firing, because we already know we're turned in an okay spot, we want to get that guy moving a little bit. And then we have the hailstorm, so I'm not so much worried about his mortar. And we're staying away from him, so we don't have to worry about his rockets. And you pretty much just sit here for these guys, because these guys are going to be, they're either going to aim at you or aim at this, but either way you outrange them. So let's see what we got now. We got a missile over there, so we're going to wait for this guy first. And then what we'll do is we'll turn for this guy. We're behind the hub right now, so his first shot is actually going to be at the hub. So hopefully we'll have most of him killed by the time he's actually in range to shoot at us. That's the hope. Okay. what you might want to do is actually start turning a little bit to get ready for this guy. And Hammerhead A's turn a lot faster than these do, so your actual reaction time to those ships will be actually a lot better than what mine are. Actually, you would prefer them not to split like that. You would prefer them to kind of stay together, if at all possible. Keeping the ships around the hub, you utilize the hailstorm so that when they're aiming at here, they're not going to hit it. We'll get him a little closer up. Alright, so that's that. Then we'll get our last wave. The last wave I think comes from the west. Yep, so we have that. So this guy's going to come in from the bottom. We're going to turn this way. We're going to want to turn for this guy. But we'll wait until we get a lot closer. And these guys ought to be firing pretty soon. There we go. I was kind of hoping he was going to move just a little bit. So now we actually want to stay as much under the hub as we can, so that when these guys are firing at the hub, we're killing off their mortars. So it's really, I think that one ship that really has to move. The rest of them were actually not too bad off where they were. That's that, and this one should probably naturally be in range, which he is. If they come out too far, the rockets might fire. You kind of want to see all the hailstorm taking out all of this, so you're protecting the hub at the same time. Just pick off each one as you go. Most of the ships are probably in range of this. It's that one that got split off and turned wrong. Alrighty, and that is a 37 using siege missiles. So let's go see what kind of damage we did. I only get 68 because I get a penalty because of my level. You should be in the 90s, and about 90 something K, 92, 96, something like that. And so while we're waiting for that, actually the Typhoons came out, so I quit doing the hubs because I have the Kudas to pick off the defending fleet and then send in a fleet for the actual Typhoon, and I get a lot more points that way. You can get a 250k from a 55, and that only causes me like 2 hours of repair, something like that. So, but what I was doing before was I was autoing 48s and 37s, mostly 48s. You get more damage that way, but I was running two fleets at the same time. So what did we end up with? We ended up with an hour and 24 because I have basically 3 guns less than you. You should have killed those ballistic ships a little faster, so you're really kind of looking around maybe an hour, maybe just slightly over an hour, and then that should be about it. So it's really what it should be is 2 coins and then maybe waiting 5 minutes. That's about it. That's probably what you ought to be encountering for the fleets that you have, Mom. That's about it. That's all. And if you want to, something you can do occasionally is build small pinches, and you can pinch those 2 little guys once they're in range, so they don't shoot as much. But maybe you can only do that every once in a while. But in all reality, it's not going to change the repair time to the point where it changes how many coins it takes. You're still pretty much looking at 2 coins per 37, which is not too bad for the ships that you have. So anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye bye.